Welcome back to the channel, guys. Mad on Cars. Okay, so what happened to my Ford Fiesta, my wife's Ford Fiesta? um had that car, I think, for about 2 years. It was a 2014 1 liter ecoboost Ford Fiesta, and yeah, it started giving problems. Tried solving them, took it to the dealer. There was a gearbox problem, and I was part of or I joined in a group on Facebook. People complaining about those cars. Even on YouTube, a couple of videos I'd watched, a lot of people were complaining about the EcoBoost engines and the automatic transmission, and I had faced a problem with that. It would change itself. I don't know, man. When changing gears, it just didn't feel right. Sometimes it would forget to change from second to first gear. So yeah, it had a bit of a problem, but took it to the dealer and they did a gearbox service. Then it was okay. Then I thought, let me just sell it because it's starting to give problems now, and a lot of people are complaining about it as well. Thereafter, I think I sold it around late last year, around October, November. And then initially I bought it for 100,000. The owner wanted 110,000, but managed to negotiate to 100,000. Got that. Then 2 years later, sold it for 78,000. Sold it for 78,000, and with that money, I had some extra cash as well. So with that money, had a bit of an interruption there. Anyways, so I sold the Ford Fiesta for 78,000, and with that money, added a couple of thousands. Then I got a Toyota Hilux, 2008 Toyota Hilux, 3 liter D4D, the diesel, that is. That car gave me sleepless nights. Look, when I got it, the owner said it was running fine, and it's true, it was running fine. The only problem it had was the what was it, braking system. It didn't brake at all. It didn't have any brakes. So I took it to a workshop in town. Hey, those guys did a mess up. So when I took it there, they also showed me the diff. It had a bit of a leak. I said, whilst we're still there, might as well sort that out as well. So they gave me a list of stuff that needed to be changed in order to fix the braking system. Brake booster. Yeah, there was a brake booster, brake pads, disc, brake linings for the rear drums. Bought all of that. I think it cost how much? I think about 6,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it had cost about 6,000 or so. And a service kit, because no, I didn't buy the service kit yet. Only bought those parts to fix the braking system, as well as the diff oil and silicone, if I'm not mistaken, in order to seal it. And yeah, so the car was there with them, and they called me to say that, I think after about a week or so, they called me to tell me the car is ready, I can come pick it up. I got there, and immediately when I reversed out of the workshop, the car was still not braking. I don't know what those guys did. They changed parts, and I doubt they even tested the car. Previously, I'd taken my Fiesta there to be changed, to change the shocks. So that was done. And my younger brother's GTI had some issues, also referred him there. They sorted those issues, but now with the D4D, I felt like they didn't know what they were doing. And it's such an old car, So after that, I told him, no, man, I can't drive this car. Try getting to the bottom of this problem. And I remember I bought parts worth 6,000. They wanted 4,000 for labor. So I'm in 10,000 now. I think about a week later again. So now this is what, 2 weeks. I get there, they say the car is ready, and it's like what, knockoff time. It's around 5 o'clock, and it's raining. So everyone is in a hurry to go home. So I like, surely they sorted this thing out, So got into the car. My wife dropped me off, and she left. I told her, they say the car is ready, so surely you can leave. Got into the car and went out of the workshop. Before even getting to the gate of that workshop, I could still feel this car's not 100%. And as I continued driving, every turn that I was making, the wheels kept making squeaky sound. That's when I realized, no, man, these guys also made a mess up of the diff. Because to me, it felt like the diff was permanently locked. The diff was permanently locked whilst driving the car, and that could damage it. So immediately I called them, say, guys, this car is not fixed. Now imagine driving into town and it's raining and the car's not fixed. I'm not braking properly. It can slightly do a bit of braking, but even the what's this thing here? The handbrake. I'd asked them to readjust it. It was still not doing a proper job. So that was on a Friday. Went back there on a Monday to return the vehicle. They spent another week. Now this is what, the third week. They've basically had the car. After the third week, they say, we are done with the vehicle. I really hope they're done with the vehicle. Picked up the vehicle, same thing. I'm like, nah, man, these guys will start messing up with other stuff now. Let me just get this car. Told them that this car's still not fixed, and they didn't want to refund me. But yeah, that was it with that workshop. I just told myself I'm no longer going to take any car there, I'm no longer going to refer anyone there. And after that, parked the car at my brother's place because it's in town, so I stay in a village, so it's a bit of a distance. Parked the car there, and he's got a mechanic. This mechanic works at a what's this thing, Toyota agent. He services cars. He works on all Toyotas basically. So he said, you know what, let's just take this bucket to this guy, because he normally works after hours, on private clients, and my brother is one of his clients. So took the bucket there, and guess what, 3 days later the car was fixed. 3 days later the car was fixed. And the response I got from this guy was, they made you change so many parts that some of them didn't have any issues. Brake pads were worn and discs were worn, but it was like the brake booster, there was nothing wrong with that brake booster that you had. So what he did with the braking system to fix it, he said he needed to change some vacuum valve or something like that. Something to do with the vacuum pipe, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. He said there was a leak with it. So hence it was not braking properly. And then I asked him the diff, what was the issue with the diff? He said they didn't put back the side shafts properly, so hence it was staying on diff lock. And yeah, but in any case, he got that fixed in 3 days, and a properly set up workshop took 3 weeks, and they failed. So at times, really, we think we are taking our cars to professionals, but they're just ripping us off. In all honesty, so this guy fixed that buggy in 3 weeks. I was in 3 days. Sorry, I was happy after that. I think I spent in total with that guy. I think I had paid about 3,000, 4,000. But there are also other parts that I bought. Um, what else did I buy? Trying to think, but I remember the total went to 15,000. You know, other small bits and etc. etc. Total was 15,000. So now I bought this car for 90,000, fixed it up for 15,000, and now I'm in 105. Um, didn't really drive the car much. Um, After fixing that up, I started using the car. Um, I think in total I got the car with 400,000, 401,000, 401,000, and drove it for a couple of months. And it started giving issues, eh? Started giving issues. Uh, the car caused me a headache, man. It caused me a headache. Started giving me issues, and the biggest issue was it would lose power intermittently. Every now and again, let's just say it would lose power. uh, I think it would go into limp mode of some sort. But yeah, it was on and off, man. On and off. I think I used that car for 10 months in total. And during that 10 months, I'd done 10,000 kilometers. It wasn't much because, on average, on this Ford Fiesta, I do about 50,000 Ks a year. But this is fairly new. I don't really want to compare the two. Um, my understanding or justification, I would say, was I think the previous owner didn't care much for that vehicle. So now all those bruises are coming back. I'm just justifying it like that. I did a service on it at 405. The service was relatively easy, cheap. I think I spent what, 2,000 rands? Yeah, 2,000 rands. So yeah, hence it's coming to 15,000. 13,000 to fix the car, spent 2,000 rands to service the car. Yeah, it was relatively easy, did it myself. 2,000 rands was just on the service parts. Fixed that up, and yeah, 10 months later, in fact about what, 8 months later, the car started giving issues, major issues now, whereby it's going into limp mode, and sometimes in the morning it don't want to start up, immediately when it gets cold, basically. Let's just put it like that. And what happened? Oh, advertised it. Took me about 2 months to sell that vehicle. Took me about 2 months, but eventually I sold it. And after selling it, I advertised it for 120,000. Hoping that I'd get my money back, and fortunately I didn't. Um, the best offer I got was from We Buy Cars. They took it off my hands for 78,000 rands. So yeah, that's the story behind the Toyota Hilux. It wasn't a pleasant experience owning it at all. So after selling the Hilux, bought it last year December and sold it this year in October. And I bought something nice. Looks like it's a bit of a trend when it comes to me buying cars. I bought another popular vehicle in South Africa, but I'll tell you all about it on the next video. Anyways, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one.